With Mario Party Jamboree being somewhat around the corner, or at least revealed, let's review all the Mario Party games first. Exactly, we now will rank all Mario Party games on which is the most enjoyable, fun, chaotic, whatever fits best for this kind of party, honestly. Get ready for my personal ranking, so prepare for some potential hot takes and controversial opinions. Or not? Well, let's find out, shall we? Oh, and by the way, we only rank the mainline and spin-off Mario Party games. Don't expect the arcade games or Mario Party E to appear in here. Oh, you don't even know about them? Good. No need to worry about those. I also will predict at the end, after we ranked all games, where I think Super Mario Party Jamboree will place. So definitely stick around till the end. You don't want to miss that. By the way, have you already smashed the like and subscribe buttons? No? You definitely should do that now. Seriously, it would really mean the world to me and keeps me motivated creating more epic stuff for you. Anyway, let's get this dice rolling! The worst Mario Party ever created is Mario Party 10. I hope this is no big surprise to you, but overall this game is similar to 9, but much worse. First of all, you sit in a cart with other players traversing a linear course again. Hooray! But what makes it even worse is Bowser. He adds more randomness to the game. At the beginning of the regular party mode, he is locked behind the Wii U gamepad, if you still know what that is. And every number needs to be rolled, 1 to 6 that is. Yes, there aren't even the numbers 7 to 10. What a disappointment. Whatever, in case all numbers have been rolled at least once, the last player who will unlock the last number will be punished by losing half of their mini-stars for no real reason. This is just so random and luck dependent, as you barely can control what you're going to roll. Then let's move over to Bowser Party, a new mode. Can't be too bad, right? Well, I said Bowser ruined 10, so this also applies here. As one person is allowed to play as Bowser while the others will try to escape him. Easier said than done though. Bowser is literally OP. And if you should have had an abysmal roll, you can just roll over again. Like, why? This makes no sense. It's not like Bowser already is way too powerful. Yes, let him also cheat to make it even more terrible. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh hell nah, I don't want to talk about Amiibo Party. First you need an Amiibo, and then the board is always the same, just with different aesthetics. A stupid, linear square with no junctions, no options, nothing. Sure, make fun of us Mario Party enjoyers. If you thought just any cube could do bad Mario Party games, that's actually false, because even Hudson Soft has done one mistake. That is Mario Party Advance. The multiplayer in this game is just so terrible. Wait, there isn't even a multiplayer function inside this game. Yep, a Mario Party without multiplayer shenanigans. What were they thinking? This game highly relies on its story mode, as the selections around aren't really notable. Set story mode is one big board, which you get across by rolling a dice block. Then solve troubles by playing and winning minigames, and that's the only real part this game has in common with Mario Party. Getting through the story mode can be fun first, yes, but there's almost no replayability purpose unfortunately. But at least they kept it simple with the player roster, right? Who needs various characters to choose from anyway? Thanks for taking away that rough decision. If this doesn't sound like a banger and a great opportunity, there surely is no way we get baited with that one, guys. I mean, they held their promise, but that's it. This turned out to be a complete disappointment. Huh? You're confused? Let me explain. Mario Party the Top 100 brought back and or remade 100 of the best minigames from the mainline games. So Mario Party 1 to 10. Sure, opinions are split, but overall there isn't much to complain about the minigame lineup here, and they included every fan favorite. So far so good, right? However, there isn't anything left to say, and this is the problem. You get on story mode where you can challenge all minigames, but that's it. Wow, really similar to Advance, where I think about it. Anyway, they missed out on so much potential for this because for boards, there's exactly one, and it's tiny. And it's just the reused style of how Star Rush plays. They really just did what they promised with the title. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh boy, Mario Party 9. And well, despite it led to the downfall of Mario Party, it's not the worst title of the series. Still, it's really mediocre at best, if you want to express this nicely. And I know this game actually has a small fan base, which I hate to break it to you, but how in the world can you prioritize 9 before any of the N64 or GameCube Mario parties? Seriously? This game doesn't allow any freedom or choice of free will. Instead, it's supporting peer pressure, and I'm just glad they moved over with this formula for Mario Party. And yes, maybe I'm a little insane. At least for this game, they didn't invent the poor additions from 10, hence why it's easily better than the Wii U successor. One thing I do have to admit though, the side modes and minigames are really fun. Not the minigames ever were a big problem, but especially for 9, the Goomba bowling was sticking out for me. I remember playing and grinding this game over and over just to get a perfect score. 100% my best memory thinking about this game. Okay, listen. Mario Party Island Tour follows an interesting concept. Do you remember Wii Party? Well, one of the more memorable activities has to be the board game Island Game Mode, right? Both games were developed by Andy Cube, and now look at Island Tour. Do you spot the similarities? I'm sure you do, but of course they designed it in a more Mario way, by introducing items and creating various boards with the same goal, just with different mechanics. Still, it's really odd thinking about they just reused this mode for a Mario Party game. Because what we certainly can say is, yes, the game mode is fun for a collection of smaller games like Wii Party, but definitely not good enough to try to Mario Partyfy it, if that even is a word. Oh, and please don't ever tell a Mario Party player how luck dependent a board is. Like, what? We know there's luck involved, but we don't want to know that this board is a 5 out of 5 luck-based board and there's no skill required. Yeah. Alrighty, the last trash Mario Party game and therefore the best of the worst belongs to Mario Party Star Rush. However, I have to admit that the playstyle here isn't even that bad. Obviously, the reason for it being not ranked insanely poor. Still, it got no chance against the classic playstyle. I told you that the top 100 had one board, which played just like Star Rush. However, it only got one board, as it was meant to be in side mode. While for Star Rush, it's the whole core of the game and delivers a whopping 15 boards to play through, plus additional boards for other game modes. Indeed, that sounds like a lot. Of course they are not too complex, but regardless of that, having this much variety really pushes this game up. Everyone navigating the board at the same time also makes the game feel more fluent, and especially along with other players, this can be fun. At the end though, we have the regular Andy Cube Mario Party flaws here. Even for Mario Party, a lot of stuff feels just out of control, too luck dependent, or not balanced enough. Allies are way too powerful, and especially having multiple ones more than other players is crucial. Then we have some character dice blocks being literally OP, while others can be thrown away in the trash can. Seriously, for characters alone you could create a tier list alone, which really shouldn't be the case for a Mario Party game. And please don't let me begin to complain about the boss fight system. This never worked out when they implemented in 9 and never improved in any of the following games. Mario Party is back, but this time it's super. Well, let's picture our own opinion about this title, which claims to be Super Mario Party. Anyhow, this game basically started a revolution of gaining back hope for the Mario Party series. Finally going back to its original roots. Yup, we again got boards. We're able to traverse on our own through it and had to purchase stars along the way for a set time of in-game turns. This really does sound promising, but in reality they minimized this to the bare minimum, which is really upsetting. First, we got a total of 4 boards, one of which being an unlockable board even. But that's not all. These boards are tiny. They really kept it minimalistic with this one. Then they also used character dice blocks from Star Rush, so you can already guess some characters are therefore actually way more viable and in general more useful than others. Which we absolutely dislike to see. In Mario Party, everyone should have equal chances, no matter who they like to play. Honestly, I don't even want to tell you everything about the boards being bad. You probably already have heard all the critique before. Only thing I'm going to say is that the best board by far is King Bob-omp's. It's still tiny, but feels the closest to an actual Mario Party board. So instead, I prefer playing the other side modes over than the actual party mode. River Survival and Online Mariothon in particular. Depending if I want to grind something on my own or wanna beat up some poor gamer crybabies. Nah, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Whatever, you get it. Oh, how could I forget the best part? This game is for the Nintendo Switch, yet you can only use a singular Joy-Con. Nothing else works. Isn't that just great? And we continue this trend for the following game, Mario Party 8. Here you instead have the big Joy-Con version, the Wiimote, which overall feels really similar to a Joy-Con, don't you think so? Well, despite it being much bigger of course. Okay, this is the last Mario Party title we have seen being developed by Hudson Soft. After that, we witnessed the downfall of the series, even though this entry wasn't even that good. As a lot of people, me included, didn't like the overuse of motion controls, which especially at that time were insanely and unnecessarily abused for some reason. Overall though, Mario Party gets a lot of hate for that. But generally speaking, it is a decent Mario Party game after all, and doesn't deserve that much hate. Of course, it's one of the weaker titles, but at the end, it's the last classic title we got, combined with a lot of good old memories. Ah yeah, the classic! How it all began. Mario Party, or how everyone refers it to, Mario Party 1. Pure nostalgia, right? However, some adore this a little too much if I keep it real with you. I know it's nostalgic, but some really put this game way higher up than it deserves. What we have to appreciate though is the biggest collection of boards for this title, which is incredible, especially for the first entry of the series. It got 8 boards, 6 of them linked to every playable character and 2 unlockable ones. One for Bowser and one for the grand finale, the Eternal Star. And yes, even though Star Rush got more, I'm talking about real Mario Party games here. Sorry kid. Still, you get this many boards, yet you can tell they weren't that experienced with designing them, as 5 out of 8 are really linear and have no to almost no game-breaking junctions. The 2 supreme boards for sure are Donkey Kong's Jungle Adventure and Luigi's Engine Room. No objections allowed.
Mario! Objection! Overruled!
Oh, something that spices the gameplay up are items. But unfortunately they haven't been invented in the first game yet. Oh well. But the most hard thing are minigames. You get punished for losing. It's really common to lose 5 or 10 coins for throwing a minigame. sometimes even 1/3 of your coins, which is ridiculous. However, is it really a bad aspect of the game? I don't know about that. Four-player Mario Party isn't enough chaos already for you? Well, how about 8-player shenanigans then instead? Yep, that's an option for Mario Party 7, which can be played in case 4 players is too boring. Though thinking about it, it would have been more ironic if this was part of 8. I'm tripping. So let's see here, for 7 the whole gimmick is about being on vacation, therefore the lineup of boards are destinations of our cruise ship tour. Sad boards actually do represent popular vacation places from our real life vlog. I'm not going through them now, but you can definitely spot some of the flares on your own. Overall, this still fits pretty well to the game and the boards are mostly really fun, so that's a plus. But they made a big change regarding the bonus stars. Instead of having 3 set ones, we instead got a total of 6. 3 then being randomly rolled to be given away as the bonus stars of the party. Which, well, are harder to predict as you have to work towards all 6 of them. Because there is no telling which bonus stars are going to occur. Because it's completely up to luck. Not only that though, duels are weird. Try to let me explain it in one word. Dot. Is that enough? Fine. On duels, the winner will spin a wheel, granting them a prize from the loser by luck. And someone thought it'd be funny if you could even get nothing. Yes, this big fat red cross, the dot, your worst nightmare playing a duel in this game. Next up we got Mario Party Superstars, which made a big step towards the right direction and is the closest to a Mario Party game we got by Andy Cube. And honestly, it's really great. But is that due to them reusing boards from Hudson Soft? Or, well, I guess we'll have to wait for that until Jamboree. So basically, they remake 5 boards of the N64 era, though everyone expected DLC going to happen, adding more boards over time. As 5 really seemed a little underwhelming, but this never happened and will never happen in the future. On top of that, we got a collection of 100 minigames across all mainline Mario Party games again, just like in the top 100. For that they used a majority of minigames being present in the top 100. So basically the top 100 everyone was asking for but got disappointed in, now got dropped as its own game, being Superstars. Of course they adjusted tons of stuff, making the boards overall feel better and really enjoyable. And especially for the boards of 1. We got items for the first time ever, so that allowed for complete new strategies. Most notably is online multiplayer though. For the first time ever, we finally were able to play Mario Party boards with peeps around the world. Well, technically Super also had that function, but it got added way later to test it for Superstars. So I'm not giving Super much credits for this reason. Then there also is more online multiplayer possibilities. When you want to prove your minigame skills instead, there is survival mode, which is just really fun, and cooking up a big chain is just really satisfying. However, if just one person has a really unstable connection, the experience can be really frustrating. So I much rather prefer playing with friends and people I know who can guarantee for an amazing and fun experience. Seriously, they didn't screw it up that much with this game. Maybe inflation is a big thing, like for coin minigames especially. You get way too many coins sometimes, so they feel a little unbalanced for sure. But more crucial are lucky spaces. They are by far the worst and super unnecessary. They are called lucky spaces, yet they are really common and appear everywhere across the board. And even can you make farm tons of coins that way? Like, why on earth should you deserve earning 20 coins on a space like this appearing everywhere? They really pull the game away from its true potential. The Star Spirits are back and represent Mario Party 5 as the host of the show. You know, the Star Spirits from Paper Mario. Paper Mario 64 to be exact. Well, when I first played 5, I didn't even knew that because I only played TTYD at that point and haven't touched 64 yet. Still, it's an appreciated detail or Easter egg, if you can even call it like that. What's that? This is not part of all this? Oops, my bad. Fine, okay, let me see here. You probably know about the different kind of item types, like regular items, orbs, or candies. Well, 5 invented the orbs. Or let's say the prototype, the so-called capsules. And yes, I'm saying prototype because they are more experimental and a slightly worse version of the orbs, which appeared later. So capsules are given out for free by capsule machines, so you don't need to purchase them. Depending on the placement you're in right now, you will either be given weaker or more powerful capsules. Now when we hold onto them in our inventory, we can make a purchase to activate them on our own, to guarantee the effect to happen. Or instead, we can throw them away. However, just in front of us, making it a little scary if you don't aim to land on said space. This, by the way, will then stay there permanently, unless someone overwrites it with another capsule. And yep, it's scary to land on them if your goal is to trap other players, because those spaces don't belong to you and will reward or punish any player landing on them. Now you can see why I said those are prototypes of the orbs. It's just fitting that they even made a name change when giving them a new overhaul. Oh, and can we please talk about the boards being called Dreams? Again, that's just awesome, because guess what? The Star Spirits are the guardians of dreams. So those boards are the dreams the Star Spirits are meant to protect. But for the story mode, Bowser will find a way to disturb and ruin these dreams. Well, at least he will try to, am I right? Oh, I'm losing focus again. Sorry. Let's move on. Final 5 baby, and these upcoming ones all have a really special place in my heart and are by far the elite of Mario Party games. Starting off with Mario Party DS, a spin-off title and not part of the mainline series. Still, this game is incredible and got what any amazing Mario Party needs, while having a unique concept and making it shine compared to the previous mentioned entries. The twist of DS is that Mario and his friends got shrunk by Bowser, making them all super tiny. And this is the whole gimmick of DS. You can see this on the boards because a lot of crazy stuff is going on, which otherwise wouldn't make much sense outside of DS, because, well, that's the only game we are a mini version of ourselves. But so do the minigames work. A lot of them are specifically made to fit the theme of our tiny character roster. For example, nowhere else would you run away from a Poltergust 3000 which haunts you down the hallway. Because A, it would make no sense anywhere else, and B, maybe it's not even a poltergust. Well, I had to come up with this reference. Besides the common items you can obtain at the item shop, we also grant other items from the board itself, being exclusive to DS, being the hacks. No, I don't want to encourage you to cheat. I mean, that's what they are called. Look, there are various kind of hacks, which just function as placeable traps, and if another player lands on it, swoosh! And this can be brutal. If you should land on another player's hacks and it turns out to be a 2-star one, oof. Honestly, this is insane, but maybe that's the reason it's that good. Oh, and what I also really like is that you're able to purchase multiple things at once at the item shop, so the rich definitely have an advantage. Moving over to the fan favorite, Mario Party 2. And it makes sense why this title runs supreme for so many players. It's super easy to adopt to 2's gameplay, and it improved every problem 1 had. Like, both 1 and 2 are really similar to each other. Just that with everything people were skeptical about in 1, got changed for good in 2. Minigames are less harsh because we can't lose coins anymore, we got items spicing up the gameplay and allowing for strategized moves, rather than just praying to get a good roll. The board layouts are more complex, and so on. Another cute detail is the costumes the characters are wearing. Like, each board tells its own story. And to fit the theme, everyone got their own custom outfit representing the character. Of course, that's because the theme of 2 is that the whole party is playing in a theater. But jeez, I'd love to get these costumes back. For items, we only are able to hold onto one at a time, which honestly can be seen as both good or tedious. Though this definitely makes you think twice if you should use your item right away, or maybe hold onto it for another turn or two to get the full potential out of it. Thus making item management way easier to keep track of, especially among more casual players. This title is peak of Mario Party, because it perfectly finds the center of having strategy, but doesn't require you to pay too much attention to every little detail. And even for me, 2 used to be at the number 2 spot. But this was before I took it more serious with Mario Party and considered myself a more casual player. Now I love the other games for their countless of opportunities and having to keep track of the board to gain an advantage. So let's look at them. Coming right after Mario Party 2, in third place is Mario Party 3. What a coincidence. Or maybe this all is just rigged? Nah, it's just an opinion. Mario Party 3 took things to a whole new level, making the use of your items more crucial. Because ever since 3 we could hold onto 3 items at a time. And of course there's one item in particular which is really broken and just absurd. But it also makes the game super fun, allowing for strategies and moves only being present in 3. I also have to admit that this game probably has the best consistency for boards. Thinking about any other game of the series, a board comes to my mind I absolutely dislike. For 3 though? Yes, there are stronger and weaker boards for sure, but out of my mind, I cannot think of one being completely miserable. Oh, look at this guy! The whole idea is just crazy. Why put gambling into a Mario game, right? And into a Mario Party game especially? Nah, I'm joking. It really does sound stupid having this game guy doing his gambling shenanigans. I won't ever be happy about it if I land on it until I actually win and get the money. And only just like that. And the others of course should suffer obviously. But it's just so fitting for Mario Party and so stupid that it actually is funny again. I don't know how you see it, but what I can confirm, it's nerve-wracking. Every time, guaranteed. And don't you think I've forgotten about this other astounding item? The wacky watch? Honestly, I just didn't want to risk it this early, so we don't accidentally skip towards the end of 3 immediately. That'd be a shame. Generally speaking though, for 3 it's really insane with how many items they came up. And even the super rare special items you barely get to see. But I hope you know what they all are capable of to do. No, wacky watch, don't do it! Luckily, it's just a watch after all and literally only changed the game from daytime to nighttime. But I guess we have to live with that now for Mario Party 6. 6's main attraction is the built-in day-night cycle. Every 3 turns time changes, and with that the whole board. Paths can change or even new ones will open, only being available during the specific cycle you're in, day or nighttime. Heck, maybe you even start to go the other way around now. Everything is possible when the time changes in this game. Even happenings aren't subject to change. Some spaces previously granted you coins during the day might end up taking your coins during the night, or vice versa. Who knows? So for some boards, it really feels like you're learning 2 different boards, but in reality, it's the same one, just during a different time. And now let's get back to the capsules. I mean orbs of course, yup. Now they aren't a prototype anymore, because now they received lots of adjustments. Because now we can either throw them in front or behind us. And they actually belong to us now, and are character spaces. So we can't harm ourselves anymore. And of course generate profit in case an opponent should end up landing on one of our spaces. All this makes 6 really strategized, and if you're aware of everything that happens on the board regarding orbs and your opponents, or what happens towards the board, you gain a great advantage over the others. And once you start putting the learning process into this game, it really becomes super fun, as only then you experience the full potential of Mario Party 6. And I know that technically 2 also had a day-night cycle, but it was exclusive for the Horrorland board, and 6 definitely improved everything and took it to a whole different level. At the peak of this Mario Party list, we get the best and only Mario Party game, Mario Party 4, my beloved. Okay, this title is a really controversial one, and for most, definitely not at the number 1 spot. But you can't change my mind, so let me show you why I adore this title the most. First of all, I don't even want to deny that I am most definitely a little or even a lot biased about this pick. But let's be real, who isn't when it comes down to ranking the Mario Party series? Often people will put their first game out of nostalgia on top of all the other games. But actually, for me the original Mario Party 1 was the first of the series I played. But 4 then was the second one, and with which I definitely bonded closer to. Now, for what makes it that great, putting it ahead of all the others? The minigames. The minigames make a lot. 4's minigames feel overall less random and generally more controllable, so more skill-based. Especially if you master them all, it feels just great. Still, there is a decent chunk of button measures and luck minigames. Just way better in contrast compared to most Mario Party games. And now if there are still some minigames you absolutely hate, 4 is the only game allowing you to customize your own minigame pack. So if you want to get rid of some or most minigames this badly, you can just design your own minigame pack, even for a special kind of challenge, or whatever comes to your mind. The most critique 4 is receiving is being the metallic border outlines on the board, rather than actually traversing the map. And yes, that's true, but I personally don't see any problems with that. Sure, it'd be cool if they jumped around the map like in the other GameCube Mario parties, but that alone doesn't lower the value of 4 as a whole. I also have to say that 4 offers the best side modes in particular in my opinion, especially the volleyball minigame. Dude, I grinded that game so much. And it's super fun, and if you should beat all CPUs back to back, you even unlock all the hosts and even Bowser, as you can also play as them in volleyball. Isn't that sick? And I don't even want to start about the gifts obtained in the story mode campaign. Everyone has their own little room with their own style and gifts. It's so worth gathering them all, just to see how all the rooms look like. Simply adorable. Now we can talk about Super Mario Jamboree, and I'm immediately going to drop my expectations from what we have seen so far of the Direct. Probably Jamboree is going to be number 7 or 8, either right behind or in front of Superstars. That's my prediction. But now let me break it down for you why I think that. Straight up, my biggest concern is it being called Super. From the previous Super Mario Party game, we already got disappointed. This is why I'm not having too high expectations. On the other hand, of what we have seen already, it looks stunning. And the boards also seem really detailed and not minimalistic like in Super. However, lucky spaces from Superstars make their return, which you already know I totally dislike. We can only hope that they have been nerfed. Oh, and the 20-player online minigame Gauntlet looks just dope. I'm not going to add anything else to that, you already know it. Overall, this is just a prediction, and we can't say for sure how good it's going to be, because we didn't have seen enough gameplay of it so far, obviously, yet alone played the game. Therefore, we can't actually fully rank this game, hence why it's a prediction for Jamboree. Because we again could get super disappointed, but maybe super surprised by how it will turn out. But for all that, we will have to wait a little bit longer. Bang! There you got them all! Maybe let's get a little graphic in here to witness what we have just produced. Oh, perfect! This is our classic tier list design here. That's what my list would look like. And I think it turned out really good. And I bet you have some different opinions, right? It'd be terrifying if you agree with me 100%. So let me know in the comments down below which your favorite title of the series is. I'm all ears for it. But what's that? I don't know about you, but I can smell that someone still isn't subscribed yet. Better go change that right away. Seriously, there's nothing to lose. And keeps me engaged and generally helps a lot. And now, if you want to see more stuff where we rank things, you should check out my Super Mario 64 video right here. There we use science to rank every star in the game. You're curious what that means? Well, there's only one way to find it out. See ya!